This week, we've got fresh announcements from Sound Digital with a brand new series of XP amplifiers, Alpine with their update on their Optim software, ZZ2 with a brand new video integration unit, Memphis Audio celebrating with brand new products for their 60th anniversary, and Motorcycle Audio with 2 new source units for Harley Davidson riders. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5 Axis Innovations. And it starts now. Well, it looks like everybody's favorite small footprint, high output amplifier is at it again, introducing a brand new revised series to their lineup. We go now to their Director of Operations at Sound Digital USA to get more information. Of course, Jacob, welcome to the show. Jacob, as everybody knows, and we know this, when it comes to small footprint, high output performance, Sound Digital is synonymous with this, but it's exciting to see a new lineup. So what exactly does this affect?
Yeah, Ben, thanks, man. I love being here. Okay, so the excitement of what it is we're talking about. I'd like to introduce you guys to Sound Digital XP. This new line of amplifiers covers the kind of power class between 400 watt and 8,000 watt. So all of the multi-channels and monoblocks in that power range are going to kind of fall under this new umbrella of what we are calling XP.
All right, Jacob, so the new XP lineup certainly covers off a lot of different applications, but let's get into some of these new revised features and benefits here. What can you tell us that the new XP series has to offer different from its predecessor?
So as the name would kind of indicate, this is a culmination of our past 2 lines of amplifiers, Evo X/X2 and Evo PS. So a lot of what we've learned over the development of these products has been brought together into one single amplifier platform, replacing pretty much everything that was available before. And one of the things that we really tried to chase is, we all know the thought process of, when we talk about labor, good, fast, and cheap, pick 2, you can't have all 3. Well, amplifier manufacturer to me is kind of the same way. You can have small, you can have powerful, you can have featureful, you can have extremely efficient, all these things. Well, pick what's most important. And for a long time, Sound Digital chased small and powerful. Well, with this iteration, we're not noticing a shrink in size. We're not noticing an increase in power. What we're really seeing now is we're chasing the gremlin of sound quality. We're chasing efficiency, kind of even more so than we ever have before. So now we've picked 2 different things and really kind of reevaluated the design and thought process of the amps.
I'll be honest, Jacob, if we found out that the new Sound Digital amplifiers doubled its size and had less power, we'd be a little bit disappointed, but that is not the case. These new XP amplifiers have some cool upgrades when it comes to their technology set that's going to provide a little bit better performance and efficiency.
Yeah, Ben, I mean, again, that's one of the important things that we chase is this concept of sound quality and how do we obtain that? And what we've really done in not only looking at the development of X2 and PS, but we've seen how certain things work in certain applications better than we would have imagined. So, one of the key features of PS was the increased copper on the board, allowing for more efficient flow through the traces in the actual board itself. Well, we've taken that and moved it over, allowing basically better current flow for the same amount of power requirements that we had with previous versions of the amplifier. And the cool thing about that is it allows thermal capabilities slightly different than what we're used to. So now we've got amplifiers that behave better when it comes to current flow and heat. But that's not the key of everything that we've done. What we've done is we've really reinvestigated the thought process of a lot of the internals that we used and some of the circuit design. So now, by not only increasing current flow through the amplifier, we've also kind of changed its behavior with a lot of the devices and circuit design. So now we've not only made it perform better as far as power flow through the amplifier, but we've decreased distortion. And in addition, and kind of a happy accident, this redesigned circuit thought process also drastically increased the frequency range of the amplifiers. So when we're looking at the multi-channels, which is where this is really kind of dominant, we've almost increased an entire octave above what we used to do for what we could, in theory, hear. So that allows us to better control the output of the amplifier within the usable frequency range. So not just cutting it off and saying, well, we've eliminated everything outside. Now we kind of control almost harmonics and allow the amplifier to do more than really we ever have been able to before in a very small footprint.
So, as Jacob mentioned, lots of new tricks hidden up their sleeve at Sound Digital with increased copper on the board, increasing efficiency, better bandwidth as far as frequency response. But I have to say, the aesthetics of it look a little bit different. Is there a change to the chassis, the way the heatsink dissipates heat and performs as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We took this opportunity in redesigning the board layout and the board configuration to really take a look back at the aesthetics and how the amplifier, looks, functions, and sits in an install. So what we did is we worked with a new industrial designer to basically recreate the heatsink from the ground up, completely custom new tooling and everything along those lines, and also kind of eliminated some of the things that we didn't necessarily love. So now you have a much more cohesive, what I feel, look to the amplifier, and have eliminated things like the plastic end cap. So now you have a fit and finish that is going to be very much just you take it out of the box and here it is. And not have these kind of random parts to either get lost or broken in an install, to get not used in an install, to just create a more fit and finish look of the amplifier. So yeah, we're really kind of excited about this new style and thought process of the amps.
So, if you're just tuning in, Sound Digital is releasing a brand new series of amplifiers called the XP series, as Jacob has so well discussed and identified. Certainly, some improvements to performance as well as chassis design and heat dissipation. What's the main takeaway for fans of Sound Digital who have been trusting your brand and your amplifiers to perform with all these years, as well as perhaps new onlookers interested in getting into the brand?
I would say that really one of the main thought processes, and this is kind of I feel how Sound Digital functions as a whole, is when there's a change, there is a change. It's not just, oh, we updated the heat sink and changed a part number. No. We are a company that is designed and that is based and centric around innovation. We design our products, we engineer them from the ground up, we manufacture them, and the XP series of amplifiers is just another milestone when it comes to this thought process and mentality. So if you love Sound Digital, the biggest thing I can tell you is you're going to notice a difference. If you're new to Sound Digital, the thing that I can tell you is this is the biggest kind of leap forward in this thought process and this ideology of small footprint, massive power. So you're not just getting, well, it's the new version. No, it really is the new version, and that's really what we love to be able to do.
All right, Jacob, all that's left is for dealers and consumers to understand what is the timeline on this new XP series and when can we expect to see it and have it available, and where should people go to get more information?
So we are starting pre-orders on this new amplifier series on March 1st, technically, even though it's a weekend. We're going to go ahead and launch it there. Our dealers will have access to being able to order the products in the 400 to 8,000 watt range. Everything will be available and shipping shortly thereafter. We're already starting to see product roll in, so we're going to be able to fulfill some of those orders right out of the gate. But what we're going to see is a very short time frame for the release of all products, and that's going to be really cool and something that we're not almost not used to with Sound Digital. So we're excited for the speed of this release and how it's going to work, getting products into the hands of retailers and consumers. I would say for more information, keep your eye on sounddigitalusa.com, and we will get everything posted there and to our social medias, all Sound Digital USA, to be able to kind of keep you excited about the gear and see what's coming.
Are you looking for an audio display for your car audio shop? Look no further than 5-Axis. We specialize in audio displays, motorcycle displays, power sports displays, UTV displays. All our displays are custom designed to tailor with your needs. We go anywhere from custom graphics to custom LED panels to fabric posters right above. Visit us on 5AxisInnovations.com or check us out on Facebook or Instagram at 5Axis Innovations. Or give us a call at 414-326-7162. Look forward to hearing from you.
Now, recently at Knowledge Fest in Las Vegas, one booth was certainly buzzing, and that booth was, of course, Memphis Audio. Not only did they release new product, but a whole selection of products for the 2025 season. Some products, in fact, a little bit more celebratory than others. We go now to their president, Nick LaMonaco, standing by. Now, Nick, big announcements for new products at that last show. We want to go through them today. What is the deal with all these new products for 2025?
Well, Ben, it's our 60th year in business, so the 60th anniversary of Memphis Audio being in the audio world. So we had to come out with some new stuff to launch for this year.
Well, first and foremost, Nick, congratulations to you and the entire Memphis Audio team. 60 years in the car audio business. That is certainly an accolade that's going to be hard to beat. All right, let's break it down for you guys. You guys tuned in for some new product, and there are count them, four products that we're going to go over here. The first one we're going to talk about are the very popular PRX line of subwoofers. Now, this is like a bread and butter go-to series, but what did you do new for the new version of the PRX subs?
Yeah, Ben, as you mentioned, PRX subs are our most popular subs. They are what's known for Memphis when it comes to your everyday subwoofer. And the PRX subs just got a huge upgrade. So the PRX 10 and 12 were the first to get the upgrade. These got a 100-watt power upgrade. So that's a 30% more power handling. And then probably the coolest thing in all of subwoofers in the industry is our flex technology just leveled up. So you might know our flex technology in the past, able to have multiple impedances in one sub. Well, this subwoofer now has the option for 3 different impedances. That is right. The only subwoofer in the history of mankind to easily switch between 1, 2, and 4 ohm. And even better this year with the new flex technology is instead of having to wire the jumpers, which was pretty easy and awesome considering what it did, now there's just a single jumper that you move, unplug from the 1, 2, or 4 ohm spot. And then the other side where you hook up the amp will be dead nuts 1, 2, and 4 ohm. So 33% power handling increase. You've got the most badass flex technology, selectable subwoofer, impedance subwoofer. And this year, of course, because it's Memphis, we added the extra 3 to 6 dB and have an option for LEDs on the 10 and 12-inch sub. And the coolest part about the LEDs is it's subtle. When the LEDs are off, you don't even know it's an LED sub, and then you just get that beautiful RGB ring around the outside of that big M in the middle of that Memphis driver. So you're going to have more power, easy to install, easy to stock, easy to set up, and then, of course, 3 to 6 dB more output with the LEDs.
Now, if you had the chance to visit the Memphis Audio booth while you were at K-Fest in Las Vegas, there's no doubt you would have seen this giant subwoofer right in the middle of the booth. This, of course, I'm talking about the very popular Memphis Audio Mojo line. Nick, I don't want to take the fire away from you here because there's a lot to talk about, but man, let me tell you, was that thing ever impressive?
Yeah, Ben, for our 60th anniversary, we had to re-up the name Mojo. Obviously, Mojo is synonymous with Memphis. When you hear Mojo, you know it's going to be a big Memphis woofer. So for our 60th anniversary, we completely redesigned the Mojo woofer from the ground up, and we took the old school technology and looks blended with the new school technology to make the most badass Memphis Mojo woofer you've ever seen or heard. So this thing has a giant 300-ounce magnet on a beautiful Memphis orange aluminum cast basket. And we kind of went back to the old school. And by kind of, I mean, we definitely did with the big high roll surround with the beautiful gloss carbon fiber dust cap. This 1500-watt RMS sub not only will shake your ride completely to pieces if you want it to, but also you can't look at this woofer and just go, wow. Literally everyone who came by our booth saw it was so excited because we've made some great Mojo woofers in the past. The previous model was awesome, but this one really is taking to the old school Memphis roots and look with the orange, the carbon fiber, the gloss dust cap, the big surround, the big magnet, the big orange basket, and adding the new school technology with a giant voice quill. And of course, you have the selectable impedance, the flex technology with just moving the jumper. It's 1 or 2 ohm to make adding one woofer, making it 2 woofers, whatever you need, making it easy to install and use. So it looks amazing. It's going to sound amazing. And it's got the Memphis Mojo name on it.
Now, if you've been following along, we're here with Nick LaMonaco from Memphis Audio with a ton of new product being introduced here on CMA Live. And we're in the theme of subwoofers. We've covered the new PRX subwoofer. We just talked about the Mojo subwoofer, but let's not forget their high-end version, which is the VIV series. This, too, is getting an upgrade for 2025.
Yeah, Ben, the first generation of VIV sub, it was a 14-inch sub with the largest voice coil ever used in production in car audio with 7.5-inch voice coil. This made the 2,000-watt cleanest sub you've ever heard while also putting out a ton of output. But we wanted to make it so now it's an everyday size. So we took that 14 and we rolled it into a 12. So now we have a 12-inch VIV woofer. And if you look at it, it looks very similar to the original VIV 14. But obviously the biggest change, it's a regular 12-inch size now, still has that V-groove surround for that added clarity and keeping that voice coil nice and linear in the voice coil gap. Still a big voice coil. It's 3.3 inches, so still a big voice coil and still got the power handling. So this is a 1,000-watt RMS sub. Got that with fiber dust cap. This thing looks great. It's going to play super clean. It plays, you can get flat response out of it, still up to 500 hertz. So you're going to be able to play those higher frequencies out of the sub if you want to really get the good mix with the rest of your system. So for a clean sounding 12 that also is probably one of the best looking woofers on the market, 1,000-watt RMS, this sub, especially for the price point, is going to be a really popular new sub in our lineup.
Now, at the top of the segment, we mentioned that it is a benchmark year for Memphis Audio, celebrating their 60th anniversary. And of course, they wouldn't sit on their laurels. No, they're going to introduce brand new special edition 60th anniversary gear. Guys, wait till you see what this looks like. And Nick, what was the inspiration here? And tell us all about these limited edition 60th anniversary products.
Well, Ben, you know we had to bring it for a 60th anniversary. So we started thinking about it, and a 60th anniversary is a diamond anniversary. So we thought, have there ever been diamonds on cardio products? And we couldn't remember anyone that did. So we decided, let's bring the diamonds to the products. So what we did is we took our extremely popular, extremely powerful, awesome Mojo Pro amplifiers, and we put real imitation blood diamonds on them. That's correct. The Memphis logo is fully encrusted with real imitation blood diamonds. So looks amazing. And then of course, with diamonds, you got to make it gold. So it's a beautiful gold heat sink in our 800.4 and 1500.1. Now these are limited edition. Obviously, these are for our 60th anniversary, so there's not a ton of them, but they look awesome. They will bling in your trunk. And with the 800.4 and the 1500.1, we had to do subs. So we got the Mojo Pro 12. And of course, diamond encrusted that Memphis logo on the dust cap. Got the gold and diamond logos on the side of the basket. It's just an awesome looking sub as well as the awesome looking amplifier. So we had to go big, blinged out with those imitation blood diamonds, with that 24 karat fake gold Mojo on it. They look awesome. And of course, you know they're going to perform.
Well, if Nick LaMonaco says they are real imitation, then you know that's the real deal. Nick, wrap it up for us. What's the big takeaway from Memphis this year? Looks like it's going to be a fun year for Memphis Audio, celebrating their 60th. When are they available? What is the availability, rather, on all these products? And where should people go for more information?
Yeah, Ben, we're super excited about 2025. Obviously, celebrating a 60th birthday is cool, but we got a ton of new products on top of that. So all this stuff is going to be available in the next few months. The Mojo woofer probably in May, the other stuff before that. Keep in mind that any of this stuff, you want to more information, it's all available on memphiscardio.com, and we're going to update arrival dates there as well. So definitely check out the new stuff. We're excited, and happy 60th birthday to us.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
Specialists in OEM integration are back at it again. ZZ2 coming up with a brand new module known as the ZZ Connect Plus. And from what I can see here, it's got a lot to do with getting some video up on that OEM factory screen. To learn more, we've got Vice President Tiago Sperandio joining us. Tiago, welcome to the show. What exactly does this new ZZ Connect Plus device do?
Hey, Ben. Yeah, we are very excited to announce the ZZ Connect Plus. For years, we're getting a lot of requests to mirror the phone on the screen, either aftermarket radio or OEM radio. And now we do have the solution for all of them.
All right, so we've identified the problem, right? How many of us are out there with a nice, beautiful screen that came factory in the dash? Or maybe you've changed your radio a couple years ago, but you just can't seem to cast that video image onto the screen. Well, this device does only that, and it does it by checking off a couple interesting boxes. Tiago, talk to us first about how this system works.
So the ZZ Connect Plus, it's a very simple device. It plugs right into the factory USB input, which you plug your phone for wired CarPlay. So this is what comes in a box. The ZZ Connect Plus, very tiny device. It has a USB-C port and a mini HDMI port. All the adapters that you need in order to provide the solution to your customer comes in the box. This is the mini HDMI to HDMI. It also comes with 2 cables for the newer cars with USB-C wired CarPlay. It comes with that one. And we also have the the USB-C to USB-A adapter as well for older cars or aftermarket head unit. So again, very simple installation, a simple USB connection, and you can now video cast any HDMI device into your radio screen.
So Tiago, just to be clear, all we're looking for from a pre-requirement, I suppose, is to have a factory wired CarPlay Android Auto USB connection. Now, once you connect this new device, you can then cast. So talk to us a little bit about what that means as far as apps, for example.
So that is correct, Ben. So for many years now, we're getting requires from shop asking for a solution to mirror the phone. Everybody nowadays have a smart device in the pocket. They want to watch Netflix, YouTube, even live TV, YouTube TV or Sling. So now we do have this solution with the ZZ Connect Plus. You plug into the USB port in the car or in your aftermarket head unit, and then you plug your phone in. And now it pretty much mirrors your phone at the beginning. Once you select the app that you want to watch, for example, Netflix or YouTube TV, Hulu, Disney Plus, all the major video streaming apps. Once you select the video, and now you are casting. So even if you lock your phone to avoid draining the battery, video will be playing on the screen, and you have entertainment for the whole family. And if you're sitting in traffic, for example, now you can watch live TV.
Wow, Tiago, that is a great feature to have, and I'm sure a lot of families would appreciate that. Now, I do have one question. You notice a lot of these new vehicles are coming in with these, built-in hotspot in vehicle. Is that required for this to work?
And that is the beauty of this ZZ Connect Plus. You using your phone as a source, we don't need to hotspot anymore. So basically all that information, all the internet connectivity you're getting from your cell phone provider. So with a simple connection, you have everything you want. There's no installation involved. In seconds, you have entertainment and everything you want for this years, and it's very simple.
So if you're just tuning in, ZZ2 introducing a brand new and very cool product that gets you video on your factory screen through a USB wired CarPlay Android Auto connection. It's called the ZZ Connect Plus. It does everything that you want it to do by casting and mirroring the video from your smart device, and no hotspot required. Last but not least, Tiago, when is this device available, and what can we expect from a MSRP?
So the ZZ Connect Plus is available now. MSRP is $220. And one thing that I forgot to mention, which is very important, you can do a combo with the ZZ Connect with one of our ZZ Play units and get CarPlay, Android Auto, and entertainment to older vehicles without those features. And if you also use the MP Play, now with the ZZ Connect Plus, you can also offer entertainment to older cars with a single DIN head unit.
CE Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit ceoutlook.com for the latest industry news. was only a few short months ago where CMA broke the news on an upcoming and major software update when it came to the Alpine Optim software. Well, now we're happy to say it is live. Joining us now is Gord Brown from Gentech International, their Canadian distributor for Alpine Electronics. Now, Gord, I remember when we touched on this topic, it was kind of revolutionary because there was a ton of new features that were being talked about. And now we can say that it's officially here, isn't it?
Hey, thanks, Ben. Glad to be back. Absolutely. We're really excited. The Optum software has been upgraded significantly from what we already had. It was great software, but at the end of the day, having the ability to refine and tune the features of what Optum could do based on feedback from our install base is really what we've been able to listen to and make some key changes specifically for the installs.
So if you're not familiar with the Alpine Optim software, of course, this relates to the new Optim series of products that we've had a chance to discuss. Now, for the record, Gord, this is a smartphone app, correct?
Yeah, Ben, this is really cool. What we've done is we've been able to work with the existing software so that if you have a customer with an install of an Optim already, it'll still be at the firmware version 1.0. You really don't want to make changes to that. So the apps and the PC software for iOS will all be able to continue to work with the existing app platform. What we've done is introduced a 2.0 platform that's iOS based, PC based, and as I said, now we've got Android as well. All three of those are able to work on the 2.0 software, which you can flash into any of your existing product if you want to get some of these additional features. And anything that's new shipping in the future will come with 2.0 anyhow. So those will allow you to have flexibility to work with the new software while you still can work with the existing installs without having to make changes if you don't want.
Now, Gord, I know there's a couple new features that we definitely want to highlight in this discussion, but one thing I want to make sure everybody understands is that there's a huge benefit to this 2.0 software, and that is updates. How does that work?
Yeah, it's like anything else. You can grab the firmware updates directly from Alpine's website. It's on their knowledge base website as well for anybody that's familiar with how the back end works for our installers. Quick and easy firmware flash. The total package, including both the iOS, Android updates, and doing the firmware updates on an Optim 8, for example, takes about 10 minutes total. Once you've got that updated, then you have access to all the new features as far as any of the new tunings, the ability to use an Android phone to control it, and of course, all of the other standard features as far as your crossover controls, your auto EQ, the manual EQ settings, and of course, your time correction settings.
Well, Gord, I think it's a perfect time to get into some of the features that you just mentioned there, but let's dive a little bit deeper. I think there are three really unique features that we want our audience to know about. Of course, we're talking about the now available 2.0 version of the Optim software. Let's go through some of these cool new features, Gord.
So one of the first things we added that the Optim 2.0 software has that wasn't on 1.0 is the auto anti-EQ. Bit of a tongue twister, but at the end of the day, what this does is allows the Optim hardware to be plugged into a factory head unit of any kind, and you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to disable, flatten, do anything special to the head unit. The Optim software will basically go in as part of its auto EQing tuning and make sure it flattens the input source for you. The second thing that we added was personalizing the target curve for the presets on the EQs. So Alpine has their own kind of user preference of what it is. It's not your traditional flat line, but it is a usable user curve that Alpine's kind of decided on. That stays as your user one preset. However, for 2, 3, and 4, you can personalize how you may want to tune your particular cars as an installer. You may have your custom shop curve, let's call it, that's a preference for what you tend to tune your cars to. Or you may personalize it specific by customer. So you can have, say, a customer might have a convertible. So you might want to have a tuning point for when the roof is up versus a tuning point when the roof is down. All of these things can be selected and manually adjusted and changed. And then when you run your auto EQ curves, the Optim software and the hardware units will target those curves very specifically so that you can get exactly the tune you're looking for. The third feature that we added was really cool. It was by demand as well, and it's called center stage mode. So typically when you make your auto tune, it's going to set it up for the driver's side and it's going to put the center stage directly over the steering wheel. What the center stage mode allows it to do is to automatically move the tuning point to the center of the dash. And again, it's based on the driver's position. It's not going to be a center tune for both passengers, but it allows you to move that center stage to the center of the dash so that while you're driving, that's going to be your focal point. So with all these new cool features, there is one small footnote we have to add. If you really want to dive into the nitty-gritty details of what the Optim software can do, you still need the PC app if you want to get into the individual time and graphic or parametric equalization by channel. You will need the PC app to get into those details. It's just too much fine detail to do on a phone screen with 31 bands. But that's the only thing you need the PC app for at this point. With all the new changes that we've made, whether you're using an Android device or an iOS device, you can do almost everything that the Optim software can do from a mobile device.
Gord, thanks for taking the time to walk through with us a couple of the new features of the new Optim 2.0 software. I guess the last question is, where do folks go to download a version of this app so maybe they could play around and discover for themselves these new features?
So grab the update from Knowledge Base. It's not on Alpine's consumer website. You have to go to the tech website to grab it. It's on Knowledge Base. The link will be at the bottom of the screen. For more details, give us a call at Gentech International. And absolutely, we're more than happy to answer any of your questions on this. And of course, we'll be at the CMA Expo shortly as well, so we can see you there, answer your questions, and talk more about Alpine's Optim series of products.
There's an incredibly strong network of distributors across Canada, and today we're here at CMA Expo to speak with them and get a sense of how they feel about their partnership with SiriusXM.
SiriusXM helps connect our industry because we are reproducing music. We are delivering content in a different way. We deliver hard parts to consumer. They deliver us the content on those hard parts.
It's a great add-on for the head unit sale, and it's pretty much just a natural addition now to offer it to the customer after they purchase a new head unit for their car.
As a distributor of SiriusXM, we all benefit. As partners, they offer and bring to the table the love of music. We're all in this industry because ultimately we love music.
They've been a great partner, and they've actually created a lot of excitement again in the industry.
It really brings the whole industry together, and it's music-based. It's great. You know, that's what we do. We sell music. They provide content. It's fabulous.
Our next segment is focusing on you Harley-Davidson riders out there. We're talking about motorcycleaudio.com or Soundstream Reserve coming to the table with two brand new offerings in the source unit category. We go now to their Harley tech manager, Brian Piper, joining us. Now, Brian, obviously this is a category that's very important for you guys, but two new units to talk about. Let's start first with the brand new WHD 14 Plus, and I can assume by the nomenclature that we're talking about the 14 and Plus platforms, but tell us a little bit more about this new radio.
Yeah, Ben, this is the 2014 and up platform. This is our updated version of our original head unit for that category. Formerly the HDHU.14 Plus, we've updated to the WHD 14, which now gives you some improved features over the previous model. It's going to give you wireless CarPlay and Android Auto versus wired only in the previous model. You're going to get the new updated QLCD screen for a much brighter, cleaner picture on the screen. And if you use RCAs for amplification, you're going to get 5-volt pre-outs on this radio as well.
So, Brian, that's a lot of cool upgrades for the new WHD 14 Plus unit, but I did notice something on the price list, and I wasn't sure what it was. I'm hoping you can shed some light on the matter. What exactly is the unlock kit that's available for this unit?
So the unlock kit is a very cool feature that we've developed for our dealers and consumers that are into these kind of radios. So if you buy the WHD 14 Plus and you like it, but you want to add the features that you can get through iDataLink Maestro with the gauges and the programmable handlebar controls and the vehicle information coming up on a screen, instead of having to buy an entirely new radio, now you buy the unlock kit that gives you the new harness with a Maestro RR2, and the new software will come on a thumb drive that you will plug into the USB, it'll do the update, and then it destroys itself, but you have the entire new SI platform without having to buy a whole new radio. You just upgrade the existing radio that you already have. It's great for consumers. It's even better for our dealers because they're only going to have to stock one radio and then the unlock kit to get to the next feature set.
So again, we mentioned that there are two brand new radios that we'll be discussing on today's segment. Of course, the first one we're talking about is the WHD14 Plus. And as Brian just explained, if you're curious about that unlock kit, well, unlock the features and potential of that radio with Maestro and all the great goodies that comes with that. But from it, like you said, Brian, from a dealer perspective, easy to inventory. Okay, let's talk quickly about the next new radio. It's called the WHD SG, and this is an updated version, isn't it?
Yes, this is the updated version of the older HDHU 98 to 13 SG. It's going to give you very similar features like the WHD 14 Plus, where you get wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. You're going to get the updated QLCD screen, so you have that brighter screen on the SG. You also get the 5-volt pre-outs. It maintains a lot of the former features. You still have the turn signals and indicators on the top of the screen for your oil pressure and stuff like that. This one won't do an unlock like the other one did because there's no Maestro capability for the 98 to 13s currently. So maybe down the road we might see something, but we don't know for sure on that.
Brian, let's talk real quick about the performance of these units, because what I've been hearing, the review and all the posts on social media about these units, they love the functionality. Now you've improved even more of that with the wireless CarPlay Android Auto feature. On top of that, this new upgraded screen, which I had a chance to see for myself at a recent K-Fest show. Brilliant. But let's talk about audio performance. What about the output? If you're building a system, what can users expect from a voltage performance perspective?
So like I mentioned before, on the RCA output side, you're going to get up to 5 volts of unclipped pre-out. On the powered side, on the amplified side, if you run this at 2 ohms, you're going to get pretty close to 50 watts RMS per channel, all channels driven out of this radio's amplifier. So it's a really great platform to get guys going if they want a basic system, and then obviously you can upgrade beyond that, and add amplifiers and stuff if you want. But we have a lot of guys that actually run these and only run the radio with either the factory Harley 2 ohm speakers, or they'll upgrade to our 2 ohm speakers, and that's more than enough for them a lot of times.
So once again, if you're just tuning in, Soundstream Reserve motorcycleaudio.com is releasing 2 brand new source units for Harley users, a WHD 14 Plus, as well as a WHD SG with lots of new features. Again, wireless CarPlay Android Auto, you're getting that 5-volt pre-out, and of course, that improved QLCD screen. Final takeaways here, Brian. What do you want people to know about these 2 new units?
So the things that I want everybody to remember about these units is these things are constantly being innovated. We're always trying to find new ways to improve the performance, give you more features, give you more capabilities within that radio so that you can get everything you need out of it. I want everyone to know that the 2 radios are both currently shipping now. The unlock kit we should see within the next 30 days or so.
And that's a wrap on this edition of CMA Live, presented by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5-Axis Innovations. Make sure to check out all our videos at cmanetworks.com. I'm your host, Ben Wu. We'll see you next Saturday.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. what you love is on now.